Alright guys, yo guys, what's up here? We're here for the Hangouts, the weekly Sunday Hangouts. So, for this edition, we are this is like the first of a two-parter, because as we well know, the Champions League comes back February 13th. And in lieu of looking ahead to that, we're going to be previewing the game. So, for today's show, we're going to be previewing one half of the fixtures for 1 week, and in the next show, we're going to be previewing the next half of the fixtures. So I think for the show this week, we're going to be previewing the games that will be happening on the February the 20-something, and for the show next week, we're going to be previewing the games that will occur on the 13th and the 14th. So before we really get into those games, I think it's the best thing for us to do is to pretty much react. Yeah, Dan, I can hear you. Well done. So you got in. So we have to just react to this Liverpool and Tottenham game. So again, I put up my post-match out there. 2-2 draw, one of the best games of the season, if not perhaps maybe the best game of the season as far as excitement and events and on what happened. So I think overall, a fair result, or was John Moss paid?
I think it was a fair result, considering. But I think Liverpool were the better team of it all, because the way they played.
But even in the second half,
even so, but it was still a little bit. But Spurs got a little bit caught up. But yeah, even the second half.
All right, so Daniel, what about you? How did you see the game? Fair result, or?
First half, we absolutely dominated them. Like Dele Alli, Harry Kane, Eric Lamela, they've been taking diving lessons from Tom Daly, because they cheated, especially Harry Kane. The Harry Kane one, Luis Suarez had done that, he'd be getting hanged. The newspapers would be all over him, saying he's a cheat. But because Harry Kane is the England golden boy, that's why they won't say anything bad about him.
I mean, so to be honest, for me, I think the thing. I mean, I do get you, and I think that is a little bit of my beef with the whole Harry Kane thing and everything else. But I'll guess that I don't think Ali 100% dived. I think what Harry Kane did was what most strikers do, where it's a dive but not really dive. It's much more of, it's like the game where you feel the contact, and you go over. Any striker in professional football, that's what you do. It's almost like second nature. That once you feel the contact, you just go over slightly. So you just go within the motion. So it's not like a clear dive where you're literally trying to fully cheat and con the guy. And I think it's one of those things where once you're in that situation, like your carriers, and you don't get the ball, it's going to be a penalty, because and that's just how football goes. That's just how football.
Harry Kane was offside though.
No. I mean, I'm talking about, because you said that he dived. He was offside. It shouldn't have stood. He was offside, but I don't think that he dived per se. In my view, from what I saw, and for me, I think both decisions were bad, because you look at the whole Van Dijk thing, and people on Twitter have been saying, look at, he ran into the back of him and everything like that. My thing is that you have to be 100% sure, because again, it's difficult, because initially in my review I said, that's not a penalty, you can't give it. But imagine you're watching that in real time, you're the linesman, and you don't have replay, you don't have slow motion, and you see a guy's knee go up against someone's back, and you see how Lamela reacts to it. You'll give it in real time. You have to give it.
And Lamela was offside as well.
I'm not sure whether it was offside. Actually,
It was coming from an offside position.
Okay. Let me bring in A1 into this. So A1, how did you see the game? Fair results, or were Tottenham done by John Moss?
Fair result, because first half Liverpool dominated, and I think that was their chance to try and get 2 goals, because I know second half they would have fallen off in it, and that's what happened, and Tottenham started to get chances. But Liverpool defended kind of well, but Tottenham started to get chances. Then the whole madness happened with the whole, Tottenham getting the goal, then obviously Salah scoring, then the penalty and whatnot. But I think, Also, again, Lamella, that was a definite. From a different angle, it looks like he hasn't been touched, but it was a definite penalty for me. And the Harry Kane one, it's a slight bit of contact, but like you said, if you feel the contact, you just go down like what strikers do, innit?
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's just what happens. And for me, I think the thing about it is, look, it was a good game as far as whether it was a fair result. In my view, like Liverpool definitely were the better team in that first half. I think in the second half, you saw how Tottenham improved and how they got better. So I think overall, I think if Liverpool had got away and won that 2-1, I think it would have been a bit unfair based on how well Tottenham played in that second half. So I think really a draw does reflect the game as a whole. Yeah,
I feel that we need a defensive midfielder. Like, I think like they in the second half, I saw the way Tottenham were just cutting through us like hot knife through butter, and I feel like we need someone a protection to protect the mid defense.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's just like first half. You look at the midfield three they had. It was like Milner, Henderson, and Emre Can. These guys are not controllers. These guys are guys who like to run about.
Yeah, run up and down. Yeah, because they don't have like a guy who can just keep possession of the ball. And even as well, like Klopp, he brought on Ox and some other dude. And as well, wait a minute.
Why now them?
Yeah, it's like neither of those guys are going to be able to hold the ball and calm things down.
But the thing is, I feel the game plan was for Liverpool.
Wait. Okay, let me go to A1 and then go to Daniel. A1.
Alright, cool. For Liverpool's game plan, it was so obvious there. They have no control, but let Tottenham have the ball and just press them in it. Because I'm pretty sure the possession percentage is like Tottenham had more possession than Liverpool. And so that was the plan was to press them, then just try to get a goal in it. And obviously, first half, they only managed to get one goal. Second half, you can't really keep up the whole pressure throughout the whole match. So that's where they lost a bit of control and Tottenham started getting chances because they didn't really have no one to control it. So, yeah, man, that was it, really.
All right, Daniel.
Yeah, like I feel like in the second half, we just started to get tired, and Tottenham were like coming, and to me, the first half, if we had scored another goal, it would have been a different story. Because
I swear that happened last year as well, right?
Yeah,
when Mane scored 2 goals.
Yes, Mane scored 2 goals, and Tottenham didn't really have anything to do in that match. Tottenham didn't really.
It 2-0 or 2-1?
2-0, 2-0.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So let me go into this other topic that has been generating some traction. So let me ask you with this, Mattis, then. Is Harry Kane world class in your opinion, Mattis?
I think he's a good goal scorer, nothing more.
So you wouldn't say he's world class, he's just a good goal scorer, nothing more?
He's a good player, but nothing. Yeah, but I think the English media is overhyping him.
The guy,
So I think he's borderline, man. He has to do it in a big tournament. That's it. World Cup's coming. If he does it, then
I think it will be his biggest test because he will be playing the World Cup in Russia.
But not just World Cup, Champions League as well against Juventus.
Exactly.
If he scores against Juventus, then,
for me, and I think that's the thing that gets me. I'll do a video about it. Is that see the English media, they actually harm their own team themselves. Because this was the same thing that they did with Wayne Rooney.
With Michael Owen.
Thing. But to be honest though, in Owen, I've always said that Owen, that guy was clutch. In every big game, Owen always scored. As you look at any big Euro game, any big World Cup game, Owen always came through. So for me, Owen, in my opinion, was an amazing goal scorer, like an amazing clutch goal scorer.
Agreed. He was probably one of the best poachers in the.
I think injuries killed Owen.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh no! So basically, the point I make is that you look at Rooney, you overhyped him. He was never as good as you thought he was. Like this guy, they called him the White Pele.
I know.
I was like, do you know how stupid you have to be to compare a guy to Pele? Like, and also, not stupid. Do you know how arrogant you have to be to even come out with such crap? And the thing with Harry Kane is that again, you're gonna ruin him because I think at one point they were comparing him to like Messi based on the stats and what he's achieved in this. I said, wait a minute, Harry Kane and Messi should never ever be in the same sentence, ever. That those two names should never be mentioned in the same breath. So my thing with Harry Kane is that I've always said he's a very good player. He's a great goal scorer, an amazing goal scorer. When I talk about world class players, I talk about elite players, as in guys who can do it on the biggest stage, where biggest game, biggest moment, these guys will deliver. You can trust these guys to deliver in the biggest moments, and that's why, for me, Ibrahimovic, again, one of the best goal scorers I've seen. I wouldn't call him world class. That may be crazy to say, but I wouldn't, because he never really did it at the biggest moments. He never did it at the biggest moments. So for me, with Harry Kane, is that let's see what he does against Juventus. Let's see what he does in the World Cup. But English media are overhyping him.
I feel like the English media have a very bad habit in overhyping players.
But what is it? I think with Harry Kane, literally, when it comes to Premiership big games, he turns up, which you can't deny that. But it's just like you said, like he has to turn up in Champions League and big games as well.
But then, see, people now got crazy with me because I said 100% Salah is world class, Kane isn't. So now, is that statement wrong? Me saying Salah is world class and Kane isn't?
I don't think he's world class. I don't think he's world class.
Why isn't Salah world class? Based on what he's done this season, why isn't he world class?
Cool. He had a good season, but I feel he can still do more. I think he's a great goal scorer.
Hey, do you realize that he has scored 20 goals as an attacking winger in his first proper full season in the Premier League? Not only has he scored 20 goals as an attacking winger, not a striker, an attacking winger, and this guy has scored important clutch goals as well.
It's true, but like he said, I want to see what he does in the Champions League as well. Like you said, the same argument with Harry Kane and even World Cup as well. Put him. No,
but basically, my thing about this is that why I give Salah the edge, why I give him the world class things. That I look at also the quality of himself as a player. I look at what he does as an individual, and how he affects the game, and I say, you know what, this guy is a guy who I think that this guy is really doing a lot more as an individual compared to what Kane does. Because Kane is very good, but for me, as I said, Kane is just a goal scorer. He has a bit more to his game, but I don't think he has as much quality and as much finesse as what Salah does. So that's why I think that, look, man, people should just really stop with the hype, because I think people are too quick to call people world class and call them amazing. Because again, you may do it in the Premier League, but you've got to do it against the best opposition, against the toughest opposition. So, and for me, Kane hasn't really yet done it against the best of the best, because the Premier League is not really the best of the best, really, is it? As in how good is the Premier League standard? So,
but Salah done it though against the best of the best.
I mean,
and to me, Salah has done it in Italy as well. And Italy, they're very the Italian league. They're very defensive, a defensive-based league.
No, for me, I think that, look, for me, the thing with Salah is that, like, who was in Liverpool's Champions League group?
Sevilla,
Spartak Moscow, and Maribor, and he scored against all of them.
Okay, that's for me. It's like, that argument definitely does stay true of, like, okay, yeah, he may not have done it against like a big team, but again, I look at this game in particular. Kane just scored. He missed a penalty and scored a penalty. Salah scored 2 goals, and 2 goals from an open play, the second of which was an amazing individual goal. So when you look at what 2 players did in a high game, Salah greatly surpassed what Kane did. And I look at what Salah has done in big games, the kind of goals he's got, the way he's played. He plays far more better and does far more as an individual than what Kane has done. So what Salah has done performance-wise as an individual, that's why I say for Kane, you have to do it in big games, because for me, I just see you as a goal scorer who is also a pretty good football player, but you're primarily a goal scorer. Salah for me is a great player. I wouldn't call Kane a great football player as a whole. I'll call him a great goal scorer who's also pretty good at linking play, which is the main difference. So I wanted to do a quick look ahead into these Champions League games. So the ones I want us to focus on are Bayern, Besiktas, Chelsea, Barcelona, Sevilla, Man United, Shakhtar Donetsk, Roma. So I want to just start out as well with Bayern, Besiktas. So do Besiktas have any chance in hell?
I think so. A little bit of chance. A little bit. Maybe if when Bayern go to Turkey, obviously their crowd is very, very.
Tough.
They're very tough. I don't know if you saw what they done to Timo Werner, where he had to get subbed off because something to do with his hearing. But
I remember that game. Yeah.
So the crowd will help as well. But I feel Besiktas as well. They've been doing good in the Champions League as well. Very go under the radar. Plus Pepe's in the defense as well. So.
I don't think Besiktas have any chance, but Bayern have too much quality in their team. They have too much quality, and I don't think Besiktas can handle Bayern over two legs and even or get any result. I think they're going to lose in both legs.
I mean that's for me. I do believe that Bayern will win at home. And I see Bayern maybe getting a scoring draw in Turkey away, because I think Besiktas, they won their group.
Yeah, they won their group.
They won their group, and that was a group that had Leipzig and Monaco. So I do feel that for Besiktas, because again for me, I think for Besiktas, they can cause Bayern issues at the Allianz, because remember Neuer isn't in goal. And Besiktas will know that. So Besiktas will know that, look, man, let's take some shots. Let's try a few things. Because if you can just get an away goal, which, if Neuer was in goal, then fine. With this other guy in goal, I just think that for Besiktas, they could sneak in an away goal. And when you're having an away goal, you just never really know. Because, yes, this Bayern have greatly improved under Heinkes. But I still believe that there are a few old heads there. There are a few, older guys there where I think that Besiktas could potentially, who look a bit younger, a bit more speedier, a bit more spry, could really cause some issues. So I think, for me, I'm still sticking with Bayern to go through. But as you said, it's not going to be simple for them.
But with Besiktas as well, they lost that their striker, was it Senk?
Yeah, to thingy. Is it Everton? Or
yeah, Everton. And he scored 4 goals in 6 appearances, and he got 2 assists in the group.
Wait, why would they sell him or let him go?
Know, maybe the money, man. It must be the money, because Everton as well play on the Allardyce. I don't know what you think.
No. That's his complete man. Okay, so let's look at Shakhtar Donetsk, Roma. How are we seeing that? For me, I see that's for me. I'm leaning with Shakhtar Donetsk in this game, because I think for Roma, I'm not. I mean, I think that the game in Ukraine is going to decide how this tie will go. I believe, because Roma could get blitzed. That's my fear, that they could get blitzed in Donetsk. So how do you guys see that?
I don't really know too much.
I think Shakhtar will win the first leg and hopefully get a draw in the second.
So you're saying that Shakhtar will win it overall, a win at Ukraine and a draw in the second leg?
Yeah, because I think in terms of
I mean, Roma are strong in Rome, man. Roma are strong in Rome. Yeah. But for me, I've always said that this tie is going to have a lot of the goals, because I think that Roma are going to score a lot of goals against Shakhtar, and Shakhtar can score a lot of goals. But I just feel Shakhtar and those Brazilians who look like they get them from a probably conveyor belt, I think those guys are going to cause some issues. I think because of the quality that they have, they're going to probably go Roma. So it matters. You're saying Shakhtar.
Yeah.
AJ, what would you say? Roma. So based on what? How? Why?
How they done in the Champions League in their group, how they managed to get out. I think they came top, right? Chelsea, Atletico.
Yeah.
And obviously how they played against Chelsea away, and how obviously they beat Chelsea at there as well. So they managed to get out of that group where everyone thought they'd become third. And
very true.
Chelsea. So,
and also they still have Dzeko. They still got
exactly.
Dzeko.
That was important as well. That was very important. They checked.
Very true, because I think if they had lost Dzeko in January, then they'd have no chance. But I think with Dzeko, El Shaarawy, 9 goal line man. For me, I think the key for Roma is going to be what they do in Ukraine. If they can come away with like a 2-1 loss, then I think they'll have the advantage.
Very true.
You know. So, Daniel, what do you think? Roma and Shakhtar.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a much tighter game because like you've got a lot of good Brazilian Shakhtar. Roma. Roma. Even though they've got a great team, I still think they can do. Shakhtar can still cause them damage.
So are you saying Roma or Shakhtar then?
I think it's gonna be tight. I think maybe a draw.
Choose one. Choose a winner, man. Choose a winner.
Roma edge.
All right. So now, a lot of people pretty much said this is a foregone conclusion. United against Sevilla. United are going to beat Sevilla. I don't trust Mourinho on this team. You know, because the worst thing United can do is underestimate Sevilla. Yes, Sevilla have not looked great. Montella is not a great coach, but for me, if United go in there overconfident, because United's defense is trash. I don't care what anyone says. That's crap about they had one of the best defensive records before Tottenham. I don't give a crap. Smalling is a crap defender. Jones is an average defender. Ashley Young doesn't know how to defend. Valencia, the guy has pretty much been in decline for the last 5 years. So you look at that defense, it's pretty much De Gea who is actually keeping them in games. So Sevilla, if they can just get their act together, they are attacking and they can really get their game flowing. Sevilla can beat United, you know. So I mean, how are you guys seeing this tie then?
It won't be easy, but I see it as if Seville gets somewhat a win also, and then travel to Old Trafford, get at least a goal, a draw at least. I think they reach the quarterfinals.
I don't see it. I don't see Sevilla qualifying. After who does Sevilla get beat by? Is it Eibar 5-1?
Oh Lord, yeah. Jesus! I mean, yeah. Wow. Okay. I mean, when you mentioned that, I mean, Lord. You see, that's the thing, though. It's like that's bad, but I think, as strange as it may sound, that plays into Sevilla's favor because any United player who sees that Sevilla got pimp slapped by Eibar, a team who I'm sure conceded 9 or 8 goals in the past few seasons. Then, as a United player, you will say, no, sorry, these guys are trash, which plays into Sevilla's favor. So Sevilla think that, man, we have nothing to lose. We are easily the underdogs. We are not expected to do anything. So therefore, we're playing with zero pressure whatsoever. All the pressure are on the guys who have a guy who's one of the best paid players in the world on their team. All the pressure are on the guys who have spent 200-300 million in the past season. So for United, the pressure is heavily on them. Heavily.
Yes, on them.
And
it's on them, but you know, I think it's Mourinho, Champions League. You know what to do. So you're putting your trust in Mourinho to somehow navigate this tactically then? Oh yeah, definitely, man. I think so. Maybe I think away from home, Man United will win, but just about. Then also at home, Man United maybe like a.
Oh, so you think United will win in Seville?
Yeah, I think so because look how Liverpool they were beating Sevilla, but they just didn't know how to defend. Whereas Mourinho, yes, I know he's got crap defenders, but he knows how to organise a good enough defence. Not the great defence or world class, but a good enough defence to, you know, not to make as much silly mistakes. Yeah, I know they made a mistake with Jones and Smalling recently, but he's able to organise a team.
So
we know when Mourinho wants to park the bus, he will park the bus and everyone, but he's doing a good job.
Okay, so Daniel, how are you seeing the game then? United against Sevilla.
From a biased point of view, I want them to get knocked out because I don't like United. But I think they're gonna go through because they got too much quality.
And does this quality include Lukaku?
No, the likes of Martial, Alexis, Pogba, yeah, Rashford, Lingard.
Yeah, I mean, basically, for me, my thing is that there's definitely 100%. I think United should definitely go through, but for me again, that's the beauty about this whole thing and these two legs. I look at that first leg in Seville, and I do feel like if for Sevilla, because again, this is my argument when we do the PSG Real Madrid like next Sunday. This is my argument for this whole Champions League thing. I do feel like if teams who do badly in the league, they tend to do better in the Champions League, because it's a psychological thing that once you're playing in Europe, you just play and you operate differently. So the worst thing we can do is look at Sevilla through the lens of La Liga, because they've been trashing in La Liga. They've been completely crap, But I think that these guys, if they can really get, because they've got some very good players, some very good tactical players. So if they really get their guys going, they redo that whole pass and move. That movement is going to cause Smalling and Jones issues, because Smalling and Jones are crap. These dudes are crap defenders. I'm sorry, I don't care what one says. They are crap. So the key thing I think for Mourinho, he's gonna have to really have a really good defensive plan, because if United make the mistake of being, that's right, which what happens against Tottenham, Sevilla will know that score early. That is Sevilla's key thing. If they score early, United are screwed. They're screwed.
I wouldn't say screwed, man. I wouldn't say screwed.
What? No. Okay. Let me tell you why they're screwed. Then I'll give you the floor. Why they're screwed is similar to Tottenham, because if they score early, Mourinho will try and say calm it down. It's only the first leg, but you've got so many young heads there that their natural inclination will be to get back and equalize, because they're young and they don't really have the maturity to let's just settle down and relax, which is what they did against Tottenham, where they were too edgy and they were trying to rush things too much. So by them rushing things, it will leave them a lot more open, and Sevilla could then get a second or even a third. That's why an early goal could upset them. So I mean, AJ, I'll give you the floor. Yo, AJ. Oh, no, sorry, A1.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I understand, but Mourinho may tell him to calm down, but somehow, I think when Man United they push and put the pressure on, they'll be able to get a goal, because whether you like it or not, Lukaku, he will get a chance and he will get a goal. Maybe one goal in 5 chances or whatnot. He will get a goal. Plus, they've got Alexis as well, who can get a goal out of nowhere. So, I just can't see Sevilla going through, man. Especially with Montella as well. I don't know.
No. Look. I'm trying to play devil's advocate because Montella is a crap coach. So this is just for argument's sake, because the guy is crap. But my thing is that don't underestimate any team in the Champions League.
Yeah,
that's the worst thing you can do. Because I think, and again, it's for me, the thing with Montella is he's gonna get these guys to play very attacking wise, and they're not gonna defend. So if Lukaku misses a few chances, Mourinho goes with a weird lineup. They don't really start connecting, and Sevilla are just on their game. Because I say if they're just on their game, those passes connect, and they just start creating those chances, then they'll cause United issues. But I think.
Cool. You know what it is? It's just I feel they were playing better football with their previous coach, the one who got cancer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember last year Europa League. I don't know if you watched it, but when it was Celta Vigo against Man United, that was the same coach who was managing Celta Vigo, and you saw at Old Trafford the way Celta Vigo were giving Man United problems, and they almost scored. So with their previous coach, I would have said, okay, maybe Sevilla's got a bit of a chance because they play good football. But because it's Montella, and I saw what he done at AC Milan with the players that he bought, I just can't see him going through, man. I see this Man United all day, man. Plus, Jose Mourinho is a Champions League, he's experienced. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, so let's move on to the big tie then. So this is Chelsea Barcelona. Am I wrong or rude in saying that Chelsea should use the forfeit rule?
No, not at all. Because
No,
the way things are going for Chelsea, losing 3-0 after losing 3-0 to Bournemouth, I don't see Chelsea having a chance in hell of winning against Barcelona.
Okay. Let's for argument's sake. How do Chelsea beat Barcelona? If you're Conte, what's a game plan with the players you have? Because Conte is trying to tell me that he has a weak squad, which I think is complete bullcrap. But let's say you're Conte. What plan do you do tactically to take down Barcelona in 2 legs?
I would say go 3-5. Go 3-5-1-1 and play Fabregas. Play Fabregas because you need a creative outlet. Because Bakayoko and Kante, they are not creative players. They may be players who are defensively. And
so do you go with you go with either Kante or Bakayoko, not both?
No. It's cool. It's 3-5-1-1 in it. So you got the three at the back, whoever it is. Then also you got the backs and the free midfield, Kante, Bakayoko and Fabregas. Then also the 1-1 Hazard and Morata. Because if you don't have Fabregas,
so you don't play Willian.
That's a difficult one because Willian, he's on form as well. But
and he can spread the play, which is what you need.
It's true, but I think if I'm talking about Nou Camp, just try to sit back as much in it.
Well, actually no. Isn't the first game? The first game is at the Bridge.
Oh, it's at the Bridge. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Cause remember, like Barcelona won their group, so they have the advantage.
Okay, my bad. Cool. I would say 3-4-3. Obviously, play Hazard and Willian and Morata up front, but it's just the midfield. We need creativity in midfield, and playing Bakayoko and Kante, there's no creativity whatsoever. And if you play Fabregas there with Kante is basically doing two guys' job because Fabregas, he's not really as much mobile and running around.
I mean,
defensively.
Yeah, he's not good defensively.
I mean, put it this way. This is the deal here. You can't play Bakayoko and Kante together because the whole point of playing them is you're going to stop the midfield.
Yeah,
I'm willing to bet with you that even if they play Bakayoko and Kante, Iniesta, the Jesse Biscuits, Messi will still pass rings around them. They'll still do triangles around them. They'll still keep. Bakayoko and Kante won't stop Barcelona from having possession on the ball in that midfield area because they're that good. So that negates the very points of playing both of them, which is to try and control the midfield. So I think for Chelsea, you've got to accept that you're not going to have the ball. But the key for me, I think this is a game you play Willian. I don't trust Morata. Again, I just heard that apparently I think he's going through some personal issues because I think one of his best friends died in a car crash. So that's real. I'm not going to deny that. So once you're dealing with that, first of all, he's struggled this season. His mind isn't right. That's why I'm like, you know what? You have to.
I wouldn't say he's struggled. Like, at the start of the season, he was good, but I think, like in past couple of months, or past 1 or 2 months, that's when you've seen the struggles in him. But I think he's a confidence player as well, man. Because I heard when he was at Juventus, Buffon caught him crying in the dressing room or something like that. Then Buffon was like, "This guy's an emotional player." I think that's what it is with him because on his day, I think he can be very, very good, and I think he can.
Oh no, 100%. Like
Barcelona problems.
Like for me, I definitely believe that Morata can get a goal at the new camp, and he's one of those guys that can score like an amazing individual goal at the new camp. So he has to play, but I think even Conte, it's trying to get his mind right. But I think for Chelsea, Stamford Bridge is key.
Yeah, it's key.
It's key, but it's not that important because I feel like Barcelona know that they're so strong at the new camp. They can take it. They can take a loss. They can take a 2-1 loss. They can even take a 3-1 loss. But my thing is that
Stamford Bridge.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, man.
So you're saying that if Chelsea win 3-1, Barcelona can't turn that around at the new camp?
they can, but it will be difficult because Conte he will go super defensive.
With Cahill.
Defensive. With Cahill.
No. I'm being real. You're gonna put money on Gary Cahill against Messi. Tell me.
Wait,
and the kind of, because for me, like, I think that for Chelsea, this first leg isn't, it's key but not that important. They just need a platform. They have to do something at the new camp. They will not go through unless they score at the new camp.
Yeah, definitely.
So even if they have an amazing game, remember, these are the dudes that did the miracle at the Camp Nou. Yes, they don't have Neymar, but this is what these dudes are capable of. And they did a similar thing to AC Milan a few seasons back. So when you're playing Barcelona over 2 legs and the second leg is at the Camp Nou, don't put all your eggs in the first leg basket.
But the thing is, didn't Chelsea do the same in 2012 and they ended up winning?
They used Juju, like. No. I told you, like, I've said it to every guy that they used magic. They used magic. That wasn't real. Like, I don't give Chelsea that Champions League victory. Like what they did to Bayern in that final, what they did to Barcelona, I've never seen done before. So I don't know which doctor they did. That wasn't human. So like, let's just put that to one side. Like that was a weird ass Champions League run. But because guys, remember, man. The problem with this Barcelona side is that you know they're still undefeated in La Liga. This it's the best start to a league that any Barcelona side has ever had in history. And in my opinion, they have a top 2, top 3 defender in the world.
Umtiti.
Can you name how many defenders can you name better than Umtiti? Central defenders.
I would still say Hummels and Boateng are better.
I'm not sure about Hummels. Boateng probably. I'm not sure about Hummels. Just based on just pure defensive work, because Hummels has a mistake in him. Umtiti, this guy. I think I've seen this guy make like one mistake. This guy really has a mistake in him.
Half hope.
Yeah.
You know, he has a 53 million pound release clause in his contract.
Oh no, they're trying to raise, like they're trying to release. Like I saw a news story. They're trying to increase it.
Barcelona never learn. Why are they putting release clauses in place contract?
No. It's but I think it's maybe down to the agents or something. But like, if they're smart, sort that out now. Because especially when we're going into a World Cup, because I think if this guy's fit to the World Cup, I think this guy's going to ball. Because if France do go for, which I think they will, either a quarter or a semi, Umtiti is going to ball.
I heard that Manchester are interested.
Oh no, City will be very wise to get it, because I mean, if City get Umtiti, that'll be huge support. But wait, let's focus on this Barcelona thing. So let me bring in Kadim, because he's not really talking. So Kadim, how do you think Chelsea can beat Barcelona in your view?
It's in Barcelona or in London?
So first leg is at Stamford Bridge. It's in London, first leg.
And how did Chelsea play recently? Not so good, huh?
3-0 Bournemouth. They lost to Bournemouth 3-0 at home.
Oh. I would say Barcelona will win, maybe by 2 goals, like 3-1 or 2.
Whoa! At the Bridge?
Yeah.
Lord.
That could be possible. Bournemouth done it. Bournemouth beat him 3-0, so you know.
I mean, you see, guys, that's the issue here. You're going to rack up against Barcelona, and you lost 3-0 to Bournemouth in the same stadium. Like, I mean, you see, that's what I'm trying to wrap my head around it. But going back to the similar point I made before, I do believe, and that's what happened in 2012 as well. There's your league form and there's your Champions League form. And I do believe that Chelsea in the Champions League are going to be different. They're going to approach it differently than they would approach a league game against Bournemouth.
They will approach it maybe differently, but still it's about football is, it's lots about mentality, like psychologically. Psychologically.
Yeah.
And if they lose against Bournemouth, like, I don't know, mid-table maybe.
Yeah.
They don't really have lots of like stability, or psychologically we are not like in form. And I feel like maybe they will defend a good result, like a draw for some time. But then, like when Barcelona is leading and Chelsea needs to open up, then it can become ugly.
Yeah, I think listen, my thing is, and I think this is the biggest issue. As also as what Karim said, you see, Conte's. Remember, guys. And nobody wants to say this because Conte is the saints for Chelsea fans and everything. Conte's European record is crap.
Yeah.
It's crap. Allegri has done far better than him in Europe than Conte did. So Conte, look, Chelsea should have won that group. Roma did. So already you've already flopped already because that was a group based on your quality, and you being Chelsea, you should have won that group. They have no business. So because like you're facing Barcelona, and I don't think that Conte has the tactical ability to try and attack and open up and expose Barcelona. A very good defensive Barcelona. And again, for Hazard, is like, how much can this guy do? So, like, guys, we're all trying to think here, like, I don't know how they can beat Barcelona, but if I'm trying to do it for argument's sake, I do believe that they've got a winner at the bridge. And what they have to do is that they've got to play a very ugly game. They've got to hit them, score early, and they've just got to try and keep it tight and just try and frustrate Barcelona. And they just have to literally, that defense has got to be on full high concentration. But the key to this, if we're talking about two legs, the key to this is Hazard. Hazard is the key. They have to create a situation in which Hazard is influential, and they've got to find a way in which they are very, very physical. So they rough up Barcelona a lot. So by doing that, they've got to counter, because again, it's similar to what they did in 2012, where physical, made it tough, and you just counter. So and Hazard is going to be key to that. But that's why I say that Willian has to start. Willian is crucial, because what Willian brings, especially on the width, is something that I think can actually cause Barcelona some issues. Because yes, Pedro, it's his old club, he knows these guys, but I think Willian will be far more dangerous than what Pedro will be. Yeah, so, but on the real, team has Messi.
Yeah, overall Barcelona is simply a better team.
Yeah.
And it all depends when Barcelona is scoring or like getting the first goal. If it's early in the game, then it will be really, really difficult.
Yeah.
And it will be a really long night for Chelsea. If it's maybe like a little bit later in the game, then maybe. But I still don't see how. Chelsea is really in bad form. And I don't know how you can. Of course, you are more motivated in the Champions League.
Yeah.
But at the end, it's like in a cup, like first, like in a FA Cup or something. If like a Premier League team plays against a second league team, then it looks good.
Yeah.
But after some time, the speed is too much, and the legs become too heavy. And then Barcelona is bringing on Coutinho, or I don't know, and then they will maybe score. And Coutinho can't play, huh?
No, he can't, because he already played for Liverpool earlier on.
Ridiculous.
No, but remember they got Coutinho to allow Iniesta to rest for the Champions League.
True.
So, for me, like I just feel that Chelsea are not great defensively. Cahill is not that great a defender. Rudiger is not that great a defender. Christensen is young and up and coming. So the only quality defender they have is Azpilicueta. And I do believe that Cannibal will score. Either at the bridge or Newcomb, he is going to score. That's a fact. Messi is either going to score or is going to create a goal. Those are two hardcore facts.
And Chelsea's midfield, who's there? Kante?
Yeah, Kante, Bakayoko, you got Fabregas.
Drink water.
Guys. You want to roll up with a guy called Drink Water to a game against Barcelona. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. It's like, Nah, man. It's like that's the issue. But okay, look, Giroud.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Chelsea will score by like some corners or something, like high balls, long balls.
Yeah, I think he'll be a big key to them because in the Liga, I don't really see much crosses and whatnot being made.
Yep.
Ahead and whatnot.
Which is why I said the thing of Willian, because Chelsea have got to go old school. They've got to go British. They've got to go British Sunday League for football. So wing, cross that ball into the box, and
it doesn't have to be Willian. Even Azpilicueta, you know how Azpilicueta.
Yeah. Cross from deep. So, but I think the key thing is that I do believe that Barcelona. Remember, you've got small guys. Because Umtiti is good, but he's small. Jessica Alba, he's small. So I think if they can get good crosses in, look, Giroud is a very good header of the ball. He's a good target man. He's a quality target man to have. So, but I think overall, man, Chelsea are not good enough. Simple as that.
It's true.
Agreed.
Have you talked about Arsenal game or the Liverpool game?
Oh yeah, sorry, you went here. So your thoughts on the Liverpool, because we just said, so your thoughts on the Liverpool game. So was this a fair result? Was the referee on the take? Was he cheating?
I think for me the first one was not a penalty.
So okay, so you think Kane dived? It was offside.
Offside.
Oh yeah.
For me it was offside.
Yeah.
And the second, I would say, it was a penalty because, Van Dijk, he didn't see him, but he kicked, and it was a kick.
But how strong was the contact, though? Was the contact strong enough for a penalty?
I think so, because, he wanted to kick a ball. He didn't see the player. And when he kicked after the ball, and when he met the player, so if you kick, he wanted to kick the ball far away, so it was definitely... Like, he definitely kicked him. So if it's a foul for me. And so but the first one definitely for me was no penalty. It was either but it was offside for me because he didn't really, the defender didn't touch the ball in a way that he was intercepting a pass or changing the angular of the pass or anything. It was just like a pass who went through, and then the player was in offside.
But actually, Karim, let me ask you this though, because as a German, I feel like if Emre Can is like an apprentice to Khedira's Padawan, and in my view, I think what makes Khedira so good is that he knows how to really kind of calm things down, and he's like a strong, solid rock in a midfield, which allows people like Ozil and so forth to do this. So he can really just sort of like add some stability to it. So shouldn't Emre Can potentially be Liverpool's Khedira? So whenever things are getting hectic, does he have the ability to be able to say, let me calm things down, let me be the sponge to really try and just solidify and keep things calm for Liverpool?
For me, not. He's like what makes Khedira a little bit special is he's not like technically like gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, of course he's technically good, but he's not like a
flair player. Yeah.
He's not a flair player, but he's really he's not doing mistakes. He's really surprisingly good with the ball at his feet, and he's like really good with his first touch, and he's really he doesn't do like rash things with the ball.
Oh yeah.
And Emre Can has still this rashness in his game, and because he's a more
box to box.
Khedira is box to box as well, but I think Emre Can is more like technically.
Yeah, I think
he's just different. He has not that stability in his technique.
No, because I think he's more attack minded, And I think he could offer a lot more offensively, which is that for Liverpool, because again, I look at Liverpool again, it's like, okay, injury time, 2-1, keep the ball. Take this thing out of the game. But Liverpool don't have the ability to be like, okay, let's just calm things down, keep hold of the ball. Keep hold of the ball. Time waste. Put it into the corner flag. Because Henderson, actually, Henderson is from the road. Yeah, this guy is just, he doesn't, I mean, I don't mean to be rude, I don't want to offend him or his family, but it's like, if the guy is just like, I don't know, is he brainless or something? Because again, like, he's too hot-headed. And basically, see, Tottenham, for me, Dembele can do that. Like, Dembele is the kind of guy who can just keep hold of the ball and just keep possession, and you can't get the ball off him, and can just keep hold of it. Or even Eriksen, he's very good at just keeping possession.
But at the end, Liverpool is in front of Spurs in the league, and that's also for a reason. You know, you were also talking in your pre-match video about how much more or how poor the defense is of Liverpool. At the end, they are still in front of Spurs, and that's also for a reason. I mean,
but Kadim, though, very, very, very quickly, and then I'll give it back to you. They could be even better, and they'd be challenging Man City. City have done historic things, but they'd be closer to City if they had a better defense. So, yes, it's true that they've done good based purely on their attack and how amazing Salah has been. But if they had better defense and better game management, they'd be second.
I would say if they get, I mean, you saw Van Dijk. He was also like, I mean, I didn't see the first half, so I was lots of stress because of work. But I saw the second half, and I mean, Van Dijk was responsible for the second penalty. So, and he's a marquee signing for the defense. So,
which is crazy.
Yeah, for me, it's. Maybe also, like, the problem is maybe not the defense, but more maybe the midfield is like a little, or like, it's like really difficult to, because I like the fullbacks of Liverpool, actually, the young fullbacks.
Oh, yeah.
They're both pretty good. And also Karius had a really awesome game today. He was really good.
I think he could have done better for the first goal. Wanyama's goal, because if you saw how slow he got up to react to when he said,
you know what, A1, my response to that is this, because I think they were blaming Karius. First of all, that was an okay punch, because again, that goal was ridiculous. For a guy to hit it that well from that far out is crazy, because again, normally 9 times out of 10 Karius would save it, because nobody would hit the ball that well into the top corner. So 9 times out of 10, anybody who takes a shot from that far out, Karius would save it, because again, they won't be able to get it right in the bloody top corner with that speed.
I don't know if they would have been able to, he would have been able to say it, because I just feel like when he punched the ball out, he was on the floor, and if that was a different keeper or top keeper, he would have got up straight away. Whereas Karius thought, okay, he punched it out and thought everything's okay, then. But
A1, even if, in my opinion,
obviously it was a good goal.
A top keeper isn't saving that.
Okay, he isn't saving that, but they're making more of an effort, if you get what I'm saying. But you know.
Yeah, but a goal is still a goal, man. Yeah, you can make more of an effort, but a goal is still a goal. And I think, like, for for me, I wouldn't blame Karius for that. I don't think he had an amazing game, but I don't think this is a game in which you should not blame him. I don't think he made any glaring mistakes.
I don't blame him, but I just feel like.
But he was saving the penalty.
But that's a penalty, man.
Yeah, but it's always
okay. Karim, no, very good. Karim, let me ask you this. Since is Harry Kane world class? Yes or no?
I don't know. For me, he needs to leave the club or win some titles before you could really, for me, a player needs to, play for like a league challenging club, and or win some international trophies to call him. And how old is he? Like 26, 27?
I think he might, yeah, I think either 25 or 26, I think.
Harry Kane.
Yeah.
24.
He's 25.
It's 25. No, it's 24.
Yeah.
Wait, let me check. It's 24.
He can't be 24. He's going to be 25. I think Martis is right. I think he's supposed to be 25.
Anyhow, it's a good.
No, it's kind of ironic.
Like, it's 24. He's 24. He's 24.
He's 24. Wow.
Yeah,
His birthday is close to mine.
yeah, it's July.
Okay.
So
Whatever the case. Okay, Karim. Yeah.
I would say like if he is playing, like if he moves to Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or Paris Saint-Germain, or is playing for a Champions League challenging team, and he's winning something, then I think you could put him into conversation.
See, Karim, thank you. See, that is the key. Because, see, this is the thing that just frustrates me. Because, again, people keep getting on me when I say he's not world class. And I get Tottenham fans, England fans, bloody Patriots, the BNP party, and all these guys said, oh, how can you say that Harry Kane is not world class? I said, like, being world class means that you are elite on a global, international level, which means that in Europe you are proficient in Europe. So in the Champions League you ball, you're big time. Okay, so my thing is that, which is the point that Karim is making, is that he has to leave Tottenham. Because you can't just keep hiding behind this whole thing of like, oh, 40 goals a season, 30 goals a season, break the goal scoring record. Who cares? So basically my thing is, and this is what we said on the previous thing. If Kane chooses to stay at Tottenham over making a move to Real Madrid, you're a bum. And this is no offense to Tottenham at all. This is no offense because, again, I know Tottenham fans will hate me for this and everything. There's no offense to Tottenham fans, but I'm just talking real. Tottenham are not a big club. I'm sorry if that ruffles a few feathers, but I'm sorry. I'm being real. I'm sorry. Tottenham are a very good club. They're not a big club. Real Madrid are a big club. Bayern are a big club. PSG are a big club. Juventus are these are big clubs. And if I want to see you as a big time player, you've got to do it on the big stage. This is why Lukaku said, look, bruh, I've got to leave Everton. Yes, I'm scoring a lot of goals, being one of the top scorers at Everton. I've got to live here for United and see what I can do it at United. And you're seeing how he's not been able to be as proficient for United as Everton because the lights are bigger. Because world class is when the pressure is big, can you ride?
But he has, in the Premiership, he rose up to the pressure. But obviously, I think
what pressure? I mean, again, I don't want to be rude because I know guys are going to kill me. But are you really under any pressure playing for Tottenham? I know that sounds messed up. I don't know how to say that in a nicer way.
Big games. He's established himself to be the best striker in the league, which he is. You can't deny that. Big games.
Okay. Look, to round this off, can you give me a scoreline? Chelsea, Barcelona, Stamford Bridge. So I'll start with A1 scoreline. Chelsea, Barcelona, first leg.
I'll go for 2-1 Chelsea.
Daniel.
I think 3-1 Barcelona.
Lord in heaven. Kadim.
I already said for maybe 2-1 for Barcelona, I would say.
Wow. Mattis.
0-2 Barcelona.
Whoa! I'm going to
Chelsea winning it.
I'm going to say 1-0 to Chelsea. I'm going to say 1-0 to... I maybe sound crazy because I know Gary Cahill is from Siberia. I'm going to say 1-0 to Chelsea. Guys, I will see you guys next Sunday. Guys, peace out.